How long will you be gone?
I don't know.
Ballpark it.
Maybe a year.
A year?
A year? I know I sometimes overstate the importance of events on Yellowstone, but episode 7 of season 5 of Yellowstone has the potential to change everything. Rip's leaving, and he's taken half the bunkhouse with him. There's an oil pipeline coming right through the reservation that's more or less going to destroy it. Jamie is getting very bold in his attempts to impress Sarah. I mean, his dad. Heck, I'm not even sure what his motives are anymore.
The Attorney General's office is seeking impeachment.
We haven't even gotten to the body being taken to the train station. Hey, it's Billy Dukes, and I'll jump right in after a polite ask for you to consider subscribing if you love talking about Yellowstone in 1923 as much as we do. Episode 7 was a continuation of the cattle episode from the previous week. This is what the show does better than any show ever. The boys were pushing the now vaccinated and branded cattle back out to pasture when Lloyd rolls up to announce that Walker found a couple of dead bison calves, stillborn. And those weren't the only ones.
Let me guess. You found a stillborn bison.
2.
Why would that happen?
Brucellosis, Clara.
And right here, I just want to stand up and applaud Taylor Sheridan for this plot detail. Per the CDC, brucellosis is an infectious disease caused by a bacteria. Animals and people can get it when they come in contact with it. Remember that part because it's important to where we're headed. According to the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, it causes the loss of young through spontaneous abortion or weak offspring. But here is the really brilliant part. Per the California Department of Food and Agriculture, it's nearly eradicated for livestock in the United States, but there is a remaining reservoir of the infection in elk and bison in the greater Yellowstone area with regular spillover into the livestock. I mean, just bravo to Taylor for doing his research here. Give him a thumbs up to show you appreciate that kind of hustle. Here is why it's a game changer, i.e. why Rip is leaving the ranch. The threat of one of the cattle having it isn't totally dismissed, but everyone's attention pretty quickly turns to the other problem, so I think it's safe to say that the cattle are safe. If the cattle can't graze that land, then there's a major food shortage, and the only solution is to ship half the herd out to somewhere with a warm winter to fatten them up. Simply picking up the dead bison won't do it. That land is now tainted for the foreseeable future. Remember what I said about coming into contact with that bacteria. Someone is going to need to go with the herd, and Rip knows that that someone is him, which circles us way back to this.
How long will you be gone?
I don't know.
Ballpark it.
Maybe a year.
A year?
A year? Going with them is going to be Teeter, Walker, Jake, and Ryan, and Teeter and Walker seem to have no problem leaving their respective lovers, which would be Colby and Laramie, respectively. Ryan, on the other hand, is a little bit bummed about it. He just recently started dating Abby, played by country singer Lainey Wilson. It would seem that Abby's time on the show has officially ended.
Chasing a dream? I understand. And I hope you catch it. Just wish that dream was me.
But there's another interesting layer to all of this. They're taking the cattle to the 4-6's ranch. That's where Jimmy has been holing up since leaving with his fiancée Emily to close season 4. So finally, they're coming back. It very well could be a direct setup to the show about the 4-6's ranch, which we've heard so much about. If you remember way back, it was rumored to star Jimmy and Walker. All of this makes sense now. I'm not 100% convinced this is going to happen like this. I mean, it's Yellowstone and we get plot twists all the time, but the math works. Still, a year? That's a hell of a long time for the show to lose one of its principal characters, but what do you think? Can Yellowstone afford to lose Rip for a year? Beth may go with him, but on the other hand, this is also going down.
The Attorney General's office is seeking impeachment.
Did she forget about Jamie? I'm not going to spend a ton of time here because Jamie's plan is a little bit ill-conceived and definitely rushed. I mean, John Dutton has been in office like 3 weeks. Anyone who cares about their political career makes sure that they have some sort of backing and public sentiment before calling for an impeachment. Jamie would seem to have neither. The root of this is the Markwood Equities lawsuit that may or may not be real. Remember, we saw Ellis tell Carolyn that Emmy wanted to drop the lawsuit way back in, I think it was episode 2. But I do think it'll occupy Beth's time in episode 8, and I believe it'll lead to one heck of a mid-season finale. I mean, did you catch this scene?
Attorney General's office is seeking impeachment.
He has declared war upon us.
I'm aware, Beth.
No, not Beth running. I'm talking about this. Okay, I adjusted the lighting a little bit, and you see, this is sneaky. In the trailer for episode 8, they talk about this war with Jamie, but when you brighten that frame, it's pretty clear that that is young Rip and young Lloyd dumping the body of Rowdy, played by Kai Castor. Rip had accidentally killed him in a fight earlier in the episode. You can tell by the age of that truck too. I don't think it affects the plot much, but it tells a little bit more of Rip's story. Rowdy was speaking dirty of Beth, and Rip won't stand for that. There was some really great music in episode 7, including a song called Mountain Song by Flatland Cavalry, as all the cowboys set off for the day. There was another one called Let It Out by L.A. Edwards that came later, and then we were all treated to a Zach Bryan concert at the fair. Zach is probably the artist who's benefited most from being on Yellowstone, and he shared his appreciation on Twitter. I really loved that fair scene because it reminded me of some county fairs where I grew up in Michigan. It was low-key fun and games and making out with people you barely knew, like Clara was caught doing here. Get it, girl. John and Summer also finally recognize that they're something of a couple, which is pretty cool. And we also get this amazing Teeter scene.
Whoa! That went in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, so
right in.
if I get this, then I win.
Yes, sir. Whoa. Don't start trying now. Just throw it like you've been throwing.
Yeah, but I haven't even been looking.
Now don't look.
Right
This is
here.
stupid.
You just do that same thing again.
Fuck it.
You just look right here. Fuck yeah, baby! Mama gonna be so good
wrong
tonight.
with you? There's
Jesus,
kids
I ain't that
around.
heavy. Give me my bar. Come on, man. You give me my fucking bar.
She wants the bear. Got it.
That's what I said.
Anyone else kind of love it when Teeter acts a little bit girly?
I love my bar!
Episode 8 was filled with little moments of joy like that, be it Teeter and her bar, Summer trying to vaccinate cattle, or Tate hitting up his dad for money. I really think it was my favorite episode of the season. It was fun, but it also set up so much. What do you think, though? Comment below. The other major plot line happened on the reservation, where Chairman Rainwater learns that the US government wants to run an oil line through the reservoir. It doesn't seem that there's much he can do about it, but the senator is on his side. Once again, we've spent an entire season with concerns of the Native Americans running alongside the Dutton family plotline. They have to intersect again at some point, right? I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.